Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along to the Rangers Rabble Kilmarnock preview. My name's Brian, and this afternoon, I'm joined by Scott and Robert. How are you doing, guys?
Brand new. Try to obviously put last week behind us and focus on a wee bit of positivity with a result today and a performance. It's got to be the two need to go hand in hand today for me. So I'm sure we'll touch on that in a bit more detail shortly.
Yep. How are you, Kerr?
Feeling a bit rough, Brian. I think you've gave me something. A virus.
Spread the virus on the web. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming along. Yes, so it's unusual for me to be on a match build-up on a day at Ibrox, but as I said earlier, I'm not very well, so here we go. It's just I just not the natural instinct is to say good evening because I'm always on at night. So, but the big news obviously is the team that came out. So the team today for Rangers is McGregor in goals, with the usual back four of Tavernier, Goldson, Davies, and Barisic. We have Jack, Raskin, and Cantwell as the midfield three, with Fashion, Junior, Kent, and Colak up front. The bench is with McLaughlin, Lundstrom, Hadji, John Suter makes a return today, Glenn Kamara, Alfredo Morelos, Scott Wright, Scott Arfield, and Adam Devine. Robert, the obvious talking point today is going to be the omission of Alfredo Morelos from the starting at 11. Was that an expected change, did you feel?
Well, listen, I put a tweet before we came on, and I was saying, like, I was that sort of consumed by wondering what the midfield was going to be and hoping it wasn't going to be a repeat of last week, that I didn't have any sort of questions that Colak would start today. Here we have it. He starts. Great form at the start of the season. No seen enough of him under Michael Beale. So I think it's a great opportunity for him. As I say, today's got to be emphatic for me. So the guys get, I think he's still the top goal scorer at the club at the minute. So he's got to go out there and get him running again, really, because he's sort of the injury sort of lagged away. Then maybe lack of game time. You look at the half chance maybe last week when the ball sort of fell to him. Had that dropped to him maybe when he was in the peak of his powers, there might have been a different story. But certainly, Morelos dropped as a shock. But I think Chris Boyd had plenty to say about Morelos this morning as well, regarding he's finished at the club, etc. So is this the end for Morelos? Is this the decline finally? Is he going to see himself out of the team? Because Colak's going to be there next season, regardless of Morelos' situation. So maybe it's Beale just sort of saying, let's see what he's like for the off.
Yeah, I mean, Kerr, of all the selections I was expecting, I certainly wasn't expecting Colak to start ahead of Morelos, especially after scoring even last week. I mean, of all the players that came out with a little bit of credit last week, it was Morelos, because at least he was looking as though he was actually giving a damn.
He was probably part of the second half. First half was like the rest of him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Useless, but I think he's just making a change to see what happens. I think Colak probably deserves a chance. We've been waiting long enough. We know he can score goals if given the opportunity. And why not starting the day? It's might as well give him a chance, because Alfie is a hit and miss. And to be honest with you, he's probably played this as many bad games. Probably more bad games than good games. I know he's went with the same back four and the same keeper, which I'm not surprised he'd done that, but I thought I would have made a change. Yeah, the midfield was the obvious one, wasn't it? He went with the midfield we were all looking for last week, and he done it this week. But I think we need a good performance and a good result, Brian. I think we can't have any more than that, but I don't know if it'll be, because this is Rangers we're talking about, so it's just a wait and see. But I mean, Kemar Roof not on the bench. I know he's injured, but to me, I know me and Robert just saying focus on next season and maybe Colak and Morelos away. Roof has to follow him, doesn't he? You just can't keep a guy like that constantly injured and taking a wage. It's not great for the club.
No, not when he's earning what he's reportedly earning, 28,000 a week. I mean, that's astronomical for a guy that's not playing very much. But yeah, I mean, it's just, is it not funny, Robert, that that's pretty much the midfield three that we kind of all thought was going to play last week, and then it suddenly makes an appearance this week? It's kind of frustrating, isn't it?
I was going to say, if you don't laugh, you'll great, won't you? But I think we were talking in the week about it, and like obviously Lundstrom getting put up for the presser. Stu was sort of saying he gets the fear when that happens. That could be him starting. And I thought that Michael Beale could maybe be a bit stubborn about it and say, no, I trust these guys and go again. So I'm glad he's not done that. I think it's a big day for Cantwell. I watched how Cantwell played at Norwich, and he seemed to link up well with Pukki, who's more a sort of a penalty box striker. That could work well with Colak. So hopefully he can maybe force something today and be fruitful. I was sort of shocked that Fashion started. Somewhere in mind, I thought Scott Wright might get the nod today, but obviously Fashion's back in, and I think he needs to redeem himself because I don't think he was at his best last week at all. Obviously, the chance he's sort of squandered. So I was going to press Kerr a wee bit there. Kerr, on the back line, you said you thought maybe there'd be a change. Where would you have saw that change? Where could we make that change?
Probably a full-back area, Robert. Tav or Burner. I think Tav's not been playing well. I know you can look at Tav's a bit of an enigma, and you can look at his numbers and think he's doing okay, but his performances haven't been great. And I just think sometimes taking him out of the firing line and putting young Devine in there against a home against Hamilton shouldn't really be an issue. And it's given Tav a message to be able to say, listen, we know you've got numbers, we know you've done this in the past, but you need to keep performing, and just take him out of the firing line and give him somebody else a chance. Don't just keep playing players because they always play. Do you know what I mean? Stamp his own authority in the team. Don't just say, right, I'm taking him out, but good or bad, you're staying there. It can't happen. Managers have to put their authority in the team, and Michael Beale's going to have to stamp his authority, and that's for every player, not just certain players.
This is a subject that came up a lot, Robert. Beale mentioned a long time ago that he would like to try two of them up front. I don't understand why this still hasn't happened, especially in games like this. Now, he said that he wasn't shy of trying it. He said he would try it. He hasn't tried it. Would this have been a type of game that you would have suggested it could have worked today?
I think last week when Morelos scored the goal, he shouldn't have been coming off. He should have charged him and come on to partner him. That would have been the chance for me. You're needing a goal. You're needing something. Get the both of them on the park. I don't know. It seemed at the time when he had mentioned it, obviously he was sort of pressed on it at the time. Obviously with the both of them to choose from, and I kind of think maybe it was a throwaway. It's a token thing because, as you say, nothing's ever came of it. Surely, if it was going to happen, we'd have seen it by now. But I think it sort of falls into this whole thing of, we don't have a style of play yet. So why would you go to a two up front when you've not even got your first sort of system sorted? And that's what kind of worries me about today with Colak, because we're no playing any sort of, how can I put it, any free flowing sort of in the front three, apart from obviously the game at Tynecastle, which I don't dined it maybe too much on. But I just, that's what worries me, is you're not going to see a two until you've got your first partner play sorted, and I think we're way far off that. I think Michael Beale said it in the week. We never looked ourselves. What does ourselves look like? Because surely drudging over the games that we've drudged out or churned out, whatever word you want to use it, surely that's no us either. Like, we want to be putting teams away in the first half. Like, you put teams away in the first half, get to the hour mark, and then bring on people like Devine and give them some more minutes, or a Lowry. I know Lowry's not on the bench today, but Hadji could do with some minutes as well. So try and get this game won early, impose ourselves in Kilmarnock. I think Kilmarnock have only picked up 2 away points all season. And I mean, I managed to catch a bit of them in they played the semi-final against Celtic, and the boy Armstrong was getting their Argentinian fullback a torrid time early doors. So I don't, and obviously I think we didn't have a great game against them at Rugby Park either. I think so. It's one of them. They'll not be coming fearing us, especially off knowing that the feeling of the support at the minute. So I think you just need to get torn in them straight away and get the marker down early. Yeah,
I mean, it's funny you should mention that boy Armstrong, because he gave us a bit of a torrid time in the game down there until he was red carded, Kerr. So it's obviously a guy we have to watch out for today. He's very quick on the wing, but he's obviously a little bit hot-headed as well.
Yeah, down in Rugby Park, he gave Bonner quite a tough night, didn't he? Until you said he was sent off, and we all know Bonner's good at going one way, but he's good going another way. And listen, Rangers have to turn up today. They have to start the game with a good tempo. They have to keep the ball in the deck, pass it quick, because we can't hit the long balls, because obviously Alfie's not there, so Colak's totally different type of player. Just replying to Tim Sharp, I'm more quite cold because I don't feel great, so that's why I've got my hat on, because I've had a headache all morning. But no, we'll have to play the ball to feet with Cantwell, with Raskin, playing the 1-2s. Obviously, Fashion and Kent, and play the ball into Colak. I mean, he can hold it up. I mean, we've seen it at the start of the season. He's bringing us into play. He was scoring goals, giving chances. So we have to play to his strengths. We can't not play to his strengths. Don't play to his strength, he's not going to score. Play to his strengths, he will score. And that's where we have to do the day. We can't start the game slow because Kilmarnock will know that for a kick-off straight away, how we play. And the fans could end up turning on the players very quickly after last week.
That was a point I was going to make there when you're saying you can't start slow. If you start slow, the supporters are going to be absolutely on their back, and that could make things go either way. So it's important they come out and just show the supporters that they mean business today.
Yeah, I mean, James said here, Colak, tailor-made for Kilmarnock, ball out wide to Borna and to Tav, hit crosses in the box, so easy and predictable to play against is the big fear today. We've been accused of that before, Robert, being very predictable and, easy to play against. So it's, as you say, it's going to be vital to come out of the box, the blocks today. And I mean, Aldo's saying Raskin's going to score. I'm just glad he's back playing because he should never have been out of that team, should he?
No, absolutely not. The wee man looked good when he came on. I know he had a couple of maybe straight passes in the 20 minutes we saw him, but he definitely looks a talent and somebody we need to sort of persevere with. Just sort of on the style of play and, maybe looking one-dimensional. Michael Beale spoke about maybe, the boys playing in behind the striker, whether it be Kent, Sakala, Tillman, Cantwell, sort of causing chaos and the opposition not really knowing where they're playing. That's not happened either. I know maybe Kent and Sakala have switched during the matches, and that's fine. I'll agree to that, but I still don't see this chaos being caused. I'm still not convinced I know what Cantwell's sort of best role is. I know I've only seen him in fleeting glances and bits and pieces when I used to watch the Premier League, but I'm still not convinced I know what he's bringing to the party here at Rangers. So I'm hoping that the day we can see maybe a relationship with one or two players, something that we can build on. Because I think, again, he's the sort of player that can unlock defences and can play sort of forward-thinking passes and put the striker in. So it's important that you play your player's strengths. We know what Colak's strength is. He comes alive in the box. So I would try to get the ball in the box to feet though. No, or in behind. No crosses in. If you're going to just ping balls out wide and put crosses in, I think the boy Ash Taylor's centre half. I don't know who the other centre half is, but they'll just gobble that up all day long, won't they? And that will be a long afternoon for us watching in the house and obviously them watching the game as well. So it's an interesting one because I think Michael Beale's onto a loser. Whatever happens here, he's got to win the game. To win the game, but I think it's more important in the fashion that we win the game. I don't remember us blowing MD away this season. Go and blow McInnes away.
Yeah, absolutely. And just before we finish, we've got another 5 minutes. Is it quite telling, Kerr, that Tillman's not even included in the squad today? Was that a case of rushed back far too quick for last week?
I think it was. I think if it wasn't Celtic in the final last week, might not have played him. But I think because it was, he thought he'd been doing really well and he rushed him back. And you can see at the start of the final, and the boy wasn't fit. The boy wasn't involved, and he played probably 60 minutes longer than he should have. And it was a shame because he has been playing well for us, and he's probably been one of our best players this season. But if he's injured, he needs a rest, whatever, then leave him out until he's back fully fit. It's okay rushing players back. Like Michael Beale said himself, nobody's 100% fit when you start games, which is true. But he also said he wouldn't rush anybody back if it wasn't going to work. But he done that as well. So I think just give Tillman a rest until he's feeling a lot better than himself and bring him back in, because you know what he offers, you know what he can give. But it was a wrong decision last week. But you don't want to keep looking back to last week because it annoys everybody. So we just need a good result today and just move on to midweek. But we need to get the result today, which will be difficult, Brian, but we need to get the result.
KRC just on, like, obviously players in fitness, obviously Tillman and Lundstrom in particular were meant to be sort of injured leading up to the match. What about players declaring themselves fit when they're not fit? That's obviously got to happen, especially when big games are in the corner. I mean, how does a manager go about that and sort of digging that out?
Comes to trust, Robert. You can't say to somebody, is there somebody saying to you for any what and saying, I'm not coming in today, I've got a sore back? You can't say they haven't. Do you know what I mean? So if a player comes to you and say, listen, Gaffer, I'm 100% fit here, or I feel fit enough to play, trust me, then that's up to the manager to make that decision. Obviously, he made it last week on Tolman and Lundstrom, and it backfired. I'd probably say it backfired more on Lundstrom than it did Tolman, because Tolman was 100% fit. I mean, you're that, so that's probably more Bill's fault. But Lundstrom, in that press conference, said he was fit, but then he said he was struggling to get into the game. So I don't know what he was meaning. That was kind of contradicting himself.
100%. Tillman took a couple of knocks early doors as well, didn't he? To give him the benefit of the doubt. So.
I mean, the manager's got to put his authority into the team, and I don't know if sometimes because he's been there before as a coach, he might be too familiar with some players. As a good friendship, and he's come in as a gaffer, he's trying to go over the other side of that line, but it's difficult when you were pals with guys before. So he's going to have to stamp his authority, and he has to do it quickly.
I mean, I'm looking at the bench. Is that as strong a bench as we've had for a while, Robert?
Oh, without doubt. In terms of household names, it certainly is. But again, you're looking at the bench and thinking, Hadji and Suter are coming back for injury. You don't know, can you rely on them heavily? Probably not. Lundstrom is going through another really bad patch. I think I'd be sort of looking at Scotty Arfield as maybe a good option off the bench, as he always is, and then Alfredo, right, depending on what frame of mind he's in. You can just see it now, can't you? Colak will score 2 and then he'll get pulled for Morelos. That seems to be the pattern whoever's on the pitch. Yeah. So that's probably what's going to happen today. But just on what sort of Scotty's saying there about trusting players and being stamping your authority, I think that sort of it goes hand in hand with this revamp that's needed in the summer. Because if he brings players in that are his own players and that he knows that he's making that manager relationship for the start, then that's probably easier to do than it is when you're looking at guys like Goldson and Tavernier, who, to me, probably run the dressing room. Obviously, that's just my own opinion. Probably run the dressing room with a couple others, and maybe that might be talking off the park as well when the manager's no present in organising things as well. So I think it is important that he gets a lot more quality players and his own players in so that he can do that and move forward.
Yeah, I mean, this sums it up, doesn't it? Let's see how much these so-called angrier than the fans, the players really are. Talking's done. Time to show and prove it. I mean, Kerr, that's absolutely spot on. I mean, Lundstrom gave that speech in the press conference midweek, and you're thinking, are you honestly saying that and really believing it?
It's just the same shite every week. We lose a game, Brian. So basically, they come out with the same stuff. It's just the same wee bit of paper they've got tucked away somewhere. Right, we've been beat. Who's coming out with an apology? But no, the only players. Every club does it when they get beat, and they'll send somebody out to say we need to look at ourselves and mirror. Blah blah blah, and they hope the fans take it, because they know 9 out of 10 times the fans are going to go back anyway. But no, you're going to have to go in the part and prove it. But some of these guys are going to be here next season, no matter what we want or what we think, because I don't think we're going to change a full team. But you just wonder who it is. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing Cantwell play. I think he needs to be given a free role. Todd does. He can't be put in a position. He has to be told, you just play where you want to play. You go and create, you go and defend when we needs to be. But and I think with Raskin and Jack behind them, we will get the free role more. But it's up to him, Kent and Sakala. I'm just hope the three of them can create chances for Colak, because if they do, Colak will score.
Yeah. And obviously it's getting close to kick-off time, and obviously folk will want to get their cups of tea and whatever else sorted out. So give us your predictions on the goal scores today. The correct score and goal scorer, please, not just the score. So Caroline straight in with a 3-1 for Colak. Nicholas Moore 2-0 with Raskin. Cammy, you should know better. Goal scorer. Robert, what are you thinking?
Oh, listen, I love all this positivity with 4 and 5 nothings, but we've been here before and seen this movie made too many times. I'm probably going to go 2-0 Colak. I know that's not exciting at all, but that's what I'm saying. 2-0 Colak. Hope I'm wrong. Hope it is 5-0.
Kerr?
I hope we win quite comfortably, Brian, but I'm going to be the pessimist here and say 1-0 tough penalty.
Can we have a little poll of what today's Union Bear banner is going to be? I'm guessing it will be a message of appreciation to the board. I think it'll be something slightly different. It will be very positive or nice. 5-0 Colak, that's better. 2-0 Kent. 2-1 Colak. 4-0. There's a lot of big scores in here today.
There is a lot of big scores, and
Aye.
nobody can Kilmarnock a chance to get anywhere near our net, so that's good.
4-0. 2-1 Arfield come off the bench and score the winner. Oh, God.
Brilliant.
2-1. They will score
Don't,
first.
sorry, don't.
Oh, don't.
Keep it.
Curry thinks like me.
That's horrible, man.
Oh, just no chance. Don't want that. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll go 2-0 with Colak.
2-0 Colak. I thought you were going to say I'm going to go and put the kettle on. I was going to say you need a hot toddy.
No.
2-0 Colak's a good shout. That'll do.
Where did I miss one? I missed one. Oh, we've got actual goal scorers here, by the way. Kent, Colak, Cantwell, and possibly Raskin. So, I'll tell you what, Paul, if you get down the bookies and get that one, that'll be worth a few bob.
That's thorough work, that, Paul. Real thorough work.
Aye, totally. So, join us after the game. We will go through the game and hopefully it'll be a positive result. Thanks to Kerr and Robert for joining me. I think the boss man is joining us at the post-match reaction, I think. So we'll see how he's feeling. But anyway, thanks for everybody for joining us, and we'll see you later on.